Welcome again, everyone. Jerry's Old Guy Review. 2 weeks since the last one, and I apologize. But we will cover that in a minute. But first of all, Let It Fly, 15 October 2021. You will see it on the 16th, but it is Friday. And I wanted to make sure that I got back with you guys because I kind of vanished for a week. Sorry. But, as usual, brought to you this week by me, by you. No unnecessary commercials, advertising a product on my channel that isn't RC related. And if you know what I'm talking about, big thumbs up. So now we're going to start right off because this is going to be all about some news. Now, last week I had the news, but I had to let others tell you about it. So let's start off with Kyosho news. If you like monster trucks, and there's all these monster trucks floating around, well, if there's those of you like me who started the original monster truck craze with Tamiya Clodbuster, and of course, who can mention the Clodbuster in monster truck world without mentioning Kyosho and the USA-1, which was a licensed vehicle. And back in the day, that was pretty cool. Now, of course, for those of us that remember it, the Clodbuster, solid axles, like it should be. You know, I still have one. I still love it. I've actually got a bullhead still in the box that I've never built. Why, I don't know. Oh, because I stole some parts off of it to run my current Clodbuster, but then I found those parts, and I've never built that truck, and I should build it because I even have the body still for the bullhead. But moving on, we're not talking about Clodbusters, we're talking about the USA-1, which is built on the Mad Force. Now, the original USA-1 had independent front and rear suspension, no axles, not scale. Now, the Mad Forces, if you don't know, they were straight axle trucks that actually had chain-driven drive. And those of us who have the Blizzard knows Kyosho does a pretty good job with that chain drive. Of course, the Blizzard train, God, this is like a tongue twister. Chain drive is a bit weaker compared to the Mad Forces in their different versions. But the body was okay back in the day, but the new USA-1 is beautiful. So check out the Kyosho USA-1. As usual, I leave it up to you guys. I'm not putting any links. You can give it or take it. Ha! But of course, back to the bread and butter in my world, Cross. Now, the Cross Mammoth, for those of you who haven't seen it, a lot of the Cross trucks, straight axles, leaf spring suspension, just like their full-size counterparts. Well, the Mammoth, being Russian, of course, they were different. All 8 wheels on them were independent arms. And they make a few more of their big military-style trucks that are like that. Well, Cross, because I follow Cross on the Facebook, they have 2 new 8-wheelers. Now, the first one looks like just a crazy, it's aluminum, it's belt driven. It looks just groovy. So that looks like something, I don't know, they're not showing bodies, they're just showing the chassis. So that one is aluminum now. It's got belt driven. It is just so vague. Don't even know what's going to transpire with that. So if you've got the Facebook on the intraweb, go over it and like Cross RC, and you'll get to see that truck. And the other 8-wheeler that looks, sort of like the Mammoth chassis. It looks like it's got maybe some different bits and pieces. I've never seen the Mammoth in real life. So Pez, you know what it looks like. Go over to the old Facebook on the intraweb and go to Cross RC if you don't. And, let me know in the comments if that picture looks like your Mammoth that you've already got. Maybe they're coming out with another super Russian 8-wheeler. Who knows? Let me get those notebooks. Let me get those crosses out. Oh, crosses. Haha, get that? I don't know. Now, the other one, I've already heard about, the other Facebooker, YouTubers. If you've never heard of Rebel RC, this is a design. This is an idea that I think is excellent. First of all, Rebel is a real company who makes full-size products for off-road vehicles, axles or bumpers and accessories and all kinds of cool stuff for your full-size. Pray tell, one of the old presidents of Axial is over there. So you've got the full-size market. They have released, I guess, according to my intelligence gathering, they are rebranding a Chinese truck that's called a Sherpa. Yeah, that's neither here or there. I checked it out on Rebel RC's website, and it is called the RJ Rebelcon, which I think is hilarious. It's a play on all the Dodge Jeep names that every other year, a Wrangler that's a Wrangler since 2008 has got to have a different terminology. FJs and RJs and QJs and TJs and whatever the hell. JTs. It's the same damn thing. Since 2008, there is nothing different about them. But we're going to call them something different and say, oh, wait a minute, that's not a Wrangler TJ. That is a Wrangler QF. Who cares? And of course, it's got neat little things on it, neat little innovations, that a lot of the big names don't have. But of course, everything about it, they've got to rag on it that it's this and it looks like this and looks like that. Who cares? Go over to Rebel RC. It's affordable. It's a ready to run. It is a Wrangler. But hey, it's something different. And if they're selling it here in the States, you could ask them, hey, what's your product support like? Even if it is a China truck, if they're carrying it here and they're putting their name on it, more than likely they're going to carry parts for it because they want you to buy more stuff from them. And if you like it, maybe you're going to buy some of their full-size stuff. You never know. So that way they can be a little more, willy-nilly taking care of you because, hey, we're not just an RC company. We're a full-size company. It's a hell of an idea. Who could have figured? Now, there's something else MPK Hobby wanted me to bring something up. This week there was some kind of big news that just popped up within the last couple days. I mean, it was big. And I don't know, it was big. I mean, what big news? Big news. What the hell was it? Why didn't I write this big news down? I mean, it wasn't 110 scale news. Shoot. It wasn't 1.5 scale news. Well, maybe it'll come to me. Was it 1.7 scale something? Or was it 1.8 scale news? 112, 114? No, it was 1.6 scale. Ha! The Axial Scx6. Oh my God, as the internet exploded with this greatest thing since sliced bread, since brown gravy. Crazy. So we took a truck that we already had and we went into our computer and we adjusted some specifications and some numbers, made it bigger, completely rebadged it, and said it was a whole new thing. But meanwhile, for a few weeks now, I've heard about this Axial, or this Red Cat Marksman is just a Wendigo. I've had a great time with that truck, I'll tell you what. But meanwhile, we took something, we just increased the size, and it is the greatest thing in the world. Oh, to be sponsored and to get free stuff, I guess. But I'm not going to rag on everything. I own everything except for all these Horizon vehicle versions of Axials that have come out. If it said SCX10 on it, I've had every version. I've got the 24s. I've got the 1, 2s, and 3s of SCX10s. And I likes me some big. And yes, I have been saving up all my earned points at A-Main Hobbies for just such a thing. Yes, there was problems with the SCX10-3. Horizon never once addressed any of them. But they made it bigger. It is exactly the same as the 110 scale SCX10-3, down to the way the body mounts on the chassis. It's the one I have, my Gladiator, which now that I've spent probably the same amount of money as the kit cost to fix all of their mistakes and to make it a very, very great truck. I love it. And it was only it wasn't the only, it was the first ever Wrangler I bought for myself that I would lave as a Wrangler. Nah, that's the second one. The first one I have is a Tamiya. And since it was the very first version of the Wrangler that was designed by AMC with the square headlights and all, I didn't consider that a Dodge. But meanwhile, here or there, yes, the SCX6 I will buy. I've saved up all my pennies because I was going to get the FC6 from Cross. Now that's on the back burner because I still have projects I have not finished. But I am very intrigued by the SCX6 to see if the panhard mounts break, to see if it still has the same hideous clicking noise that for some reason my Gladiator doesn't have, that everyone else complains about. I didn't even give the Panhard amount a chance to break. I decided to just replace it right off the bat, so it hasn't broken. But I watched Harley Designs, I watched RC Driver, I watched Scale Builders Guild, of course, and I watched Hemistorm, also of course. Hemistorm was quick to point out the same problems the SCX10 3 had and that the 6 has. But meanwhile, I see the Panhard mount still plastic. The only thing on there that I see that excites me, well, there's two things. There is the large size Fusion Hobbywing motor. Oh, wait a minute. It's a Spectrum. My bad. The fact that it comes with a standard steering servo, but comes with the parts to put a 1/5 size servo in it. And the transmission, if you look at any of those videos and watch it, if you've seen the SCX10 3, big fancy looking transmission, looks just like a real one. The one that's in the SCX10 3 looks like somebody just made it in their garage. It is not all prettied up, which makes me say it's beefed up. This 2-speed, you got crawler speeds, but you also have a high speed, which in a truck, that weighs 30 pounds, starts screaming across whatever terrain you're on. Hey, they're toting it as a crawler, but if it's got a high speed, really high speed second gear, that makes it more like, to me, the Traxxas Summit, which, hey, that was an innovator, monster truck, lockable diffs, low gear, high gear. So you can take it and you can go try to crawl with it, but if you don't want to crawl that day, you can crank that baby up to second gear and have a hootenanny. And that, to me, not only because it's big, yes, no matter what you say, all the free people that rant and rave about it, how great it is, it's still the Horizon version of Axial. It's still going to be, probably, in my opinion, a work in progress. But everybody is complaining about the price, which is odd because almost $600 for an SCX10 3 with all of its list of problems, or $1,000 because everyone's saying it's like $1,100 or $1,200. I've seen it on Hobby Horizon's website, and I looked at it on A-Main, and it's like $1,050. Yes, that's a lot. But 1/5 scale, 1/6 scale, that's a 1/7. It's going to dwarf the Desert Runner, or the Unlimited Desert Runner, which you can't tell, but it is filthy. Keanu and I were out running this past weekend, having a hootenanny with his new Slash that he's just still breaking. And I've driven it with him now, and I have had this Unlimited Desert Runner since it came out. Everybody says all this stuff that breaks on it. This truck has been flipped and rolled and jumped. It just had speed bumps this weekend. I've never run speed bumps before. Beat the crap out of that truck. Everything still seems to work. It was making a weird noise in the front end, but it never stopped running. So going to keep going until something actually breaks on it. How many years is that? 2, 3, 4 years since this thing's come out? There it is, covered with dirt. Still works. Wendigo, still having fun with that. But what has transpired since the last time where you saw some snow? We had snow, then it melted, then it rained, then it snowed again, and now it's snowing again right now. So I cleared all my trails off. They are a sheet of ice now. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to try to carve some more trails this weekend. I had to work last weekend, so we're going to try to get everything set up for the out of doors for this winter before any more snow comes. They keep saying it's coming. It's supposed to be here all week. Hasn't happened. So once again, Axial Scx6. Oh, you know I'm getting it. And you know I'm going to critique every bit of any problems I have with it. But meanwhile, once I replaced all the troublesome areas on my SCX-10.3 Gladiator, I haven't had any problems with it. And it just gets quieter every time I drive it. So I'm assuming that this big old 6-scale truck is going to have some beefy gears in it. So all I want to do is detail the crap out of it and save my pennies to get it on the channel to show it to all of you guys. Okay, well, here's a quick one. Fishing RC. I'm going to tell you again, buddy, every time you comment, the comments are retracted. I don't know what you did to piss off the tube, but they got their eyes on you, buddy. So I cannot read any of your comments, and I really want to respond to you, but they keep getting retracted. They're there. I click on them, can't read them. So just giving you that heads up again. So here comes a rant, everybody, and I'm going to apologize because this is not RC related, but RC relates to it. I am sorry. This is not political. This is the world we live in, and this pertains to COVID. I am so frigging tired of it. I am not a denier. There is something out there. And science has already proven that the United States helped pay a lab in China to do research. You can look this up. It's all over if you can find it, because, man, are they cracking down on any real science info. Okay, it's a flu. It's a version of the flu. It wasn't supposed to get to people, but it did. We can't cure the normal flu. We can't cure the COVID flu. They've been trying. The COVID variety has been around for over 10 years. I literally, before the vaccines came out, knew not one single person anywhere in my town, at my work, anyone I knew that got COVID. Since the vaccines come out, I know of 4. 5, because the latest victims is my daughter and my granddaughter. Both have had the vaccines, which it is not a vaccine. A vaccine is like polio, measles, mumps. I've never had a flare-up of my polio or my measles or my mumps because I was vaccinated for it. To say this flu shot, because the flu shots don't generally work from year to year. To say this flu shot is a vaccine is a straight up lie. So my daughter, my granddaughter, both have had the vaccine and the boosters. They are both now. Both have the COVID. My granddaughter is doing well. My daughter got the the pneumonia, which is standard with most flus. What do you worry about every year? Getting the flu and it turning into pneumonia. So now the only place that she goes to where her doctor is our hospital, our local hospital. She can't be seen because she's got a fever for her pneumonia, which is a symptom of the COVID. So they tell her to go to the local grocery store pharmacy where there are a lot more friggin' people to get her prescription. What sense does that make? You've got all these shipping companies, ships sitting off of harbors because they don't have workers. Because either they are unemployed because they're getting paid in some states to work or to not to work. And other ones, they are requiring them to get vaccinated and they don't want it. Because why? Why am I going to get sick? Everybody I know who's gotten the vaccine has gotten sick after they got the vaccine. And now what's the sense of getting it if you're going to get sick from the shot and then you're going to get sick? Because it's not a vaccine. It is ridiculous. And our whole, in the United States, I don't know how it is in the European countries, our whole ecosystem is shutting down because people are afraid. I'm sorry, I am not afraid. But meanwhile, there are people, they will not go out and get jobs because they're scared of it, because it's just such a fear-mongering tactic. Tell them, yes, you may get it, but yes, you may die from it, but you're going to possibly, more likely, live from it because the statistics of survivability is over 90%. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, I needed somebody to vent to about this. I see it every day, and it is just ridiculous. Nobody was this scared about the swine flu and the bird flu and all these other rare, different versions because the flu. Why can't we cure the flu? Because every time it goes through a person, it comes out as a different form of the same virus. So this herd mentality and all this other crap. No, everybody needs to get it. It's going to be a different version, but you're either going to survive it or you're not going to survive it. Just, you got to look at that. I mean, I know it sounds horrible, but every year, thousands and thousands of people die from the flu. So how are we keeping records of it now? You know, I've heard of such evilness going on with hospitals getting money if they report everything as the COVID. We just got to live. We've got to grab these beautiful things that we have and go out with our friends and have fun and bring everything back again. Luckily, almost every one of my RC friends, we can go out and do things to, because the two safest places to be during COVID is the biggest one, outside. So if we're out crawling and we're out on a trail crawl, that is the safest, best place for us to be for COVID. We need to start banding together, bringing back that we're not scared to go and live our lives. And on that note, we're moving on to the shout outs. And we're going to have some extra comments on some of these shout outs because we've got Nathan Welch, Aaron Bird, Daniel Smith, maybe that's Daniel, just spelled different, which I always love seeing conventional names spelled different. David Trevino, Dylan. It's mystery. I've known a few Dylans. This Dylan obviously doesn't live in Alaska anymore, but he seems to remember me and recognize me. Now, Dylan, so if you're watching this video, I answered you yes and yes. So message me back in the comments. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to everybody for the shout outs to the channel. You know, I hope I didn't run you off with the talk, but welcome, and have a question, want to know about vehicles I have that you might have, I will make you a video. Future motoring detail, Yellow Iron Cowboy, Kenneth Welty, ES11, and 3 a.m. I'm loving, there's more Red Cat lovers. We've got more HG 803As and 801 talk. We're going to get some more of that. I actually got my 803. I need to get out. But literally, guys, since the last time I talked to you, I have not driven except for last weekend. I did not drive anything this week. I am a slack ass, and I apologize. But with that, hey, so for some of my other channels, you know, Hello RC's got some good stuff going on over there. Exocage RC's got some good stuff on his channel going on. Let's see, we have got Jay Sinista was supposed to be live tonight, and I was waiting for it. Jay, what is going on? I wanted to know about your liveness. And once again, a lot of new subscribers. Thank you guys for stopping in, putting up with me. And hopefully this week I am going to have some more driving videos, just driving, because I have got to get these projects lined up for the winter. So with that, I don't have a single director down here. I got old Dale. Dale. Hey, old man. Yeah. Snoozing at his master's feet. My old 16-and-a-half-year-old. Hey, bub. Yeah. He's sleeping. So until the next one, thanks again to all of you on the page, on the channel. You know, I needed to vent about the COVID because our shipping of our products is suffering. There's people not working because of it. We need to get the world back in order. And let's do it with our happiness on the channel. So, from 1/7 scale, 1/5 scale, 1/8 scale, out.